Some numbers of the day first, before I make some announcements. 25.9% of Victorians 18 and over have had their 3 doses. That's an increase from 24.8% yesterday. The number of 12 and over who've had their 2 doses remains at 93.2%. 22,121 doses were delivered yesterday at state sites. That's 5.3 million doses that have been delivered in total. 5,142 of those 22,000 were for children aged 5 to 11. So we again congratulate and thank parents for the sheer numbers of young people who've been coming through getting their paediatric vaccine. Obviously we want to see all of our kids 5 to 11 getting the protection of a free, safe and effective COVID-19 vaccine, and there are appointments available. To that end, I can confirm that there's 104,000 bookings that have been made in the last 7 days. 68,000 of those for 3rd doses or booster doses, and 33,000 of those were for a first dose for a 5 to 11 year old. So it's busy. There's lots happening in our state hubs, and of course there's also lots happening in GP practices and community pharmacy, and that's why our grants to support those businesses to change their business model and to do more of this work that's not so much for profit but for public benefit. We're very, very grateful to those who are participating in that program, as well as more broadly to every GP and all their team of staff and every community pharmacist and their teams as well for the critically important role that they are playing. There are booster shots available, there are paediatric doses available, there are even first dose and second dose appointments available across all 3 of those settings. Our state hubs, which have done an enormous amount of work, half the workload, when we'd only really committed to do about a quarter of that workload, but they've done a mighty job, as well as GPs and pharmacists. Between the 3 of them, it's never been easier in many respects to get a first or second or indeed a 3rd dose, and we're very grateful to everybody who's running those important services, and of course equally grateful to everybody who's coming forward and making an appointment, honouring that appointment and playing their part. There are about 180,000 appointments available for 3rd doses at the moment over the next 30 days, and there are about 50,000 appointments available for children 5 to 11. So there are spots available, and indeed we're going to grow the total number of spots through the announcement I'm about to make. But just before then, there are 1,173 people that are in hospital. That's an increase from 1,152 yesterday. 125 people are in intensive care, and 43 and that was 127 yesterday, so it's down by 2. 42 are on a ventilator. Again, that's down by 1. And sadly, I have to report that 18 Victorians have died with COVID-19, 14 of those people in the last 2 days. And of course, we send our thoughts, prayers and our sincere condolences to all of their families. This will be an incredibly difficult time for them. In terms of case numbers, 10,043 people reported a positive rapid antigen test. A further 10,726 positive PCR results from 49,838 tests processed. That gives us a new case total for the day of some 20,769 new cases, and a total of 253,827 active cases, both PCR and RATs, across Victoria. Some 55,000 rapid tests were handed out across 76 of our testing centres yesterday. So there are significant supplies. Some orders have arrived. I'll have more to say about that process and a further update a bit later in the week. But to have 55,000 people able to access one of those tests at a testing centre is very important.